Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I have so many products sitting here in front of me that I absolutely loved in August, and one pretty big fail, like a massive fail. I have makeup, skincare, hair, and kind of a lifestyle bundle type of thing. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute, but I can't wait to get started to share these things with you. So we're going to get right into it. So first things first, I just have to go ahead and say that I hit 100,000 subscribers this month, and I'm still a little bit in disbelief about that. I know I did a thank you in my last live stream, but I also understand that live streams are not everyone's cup of tea. Those of you that are just interested in the products can skip through this little part, but I do have to just thank you here because I know a lot of you watch these monthly favorites. And I just had no aspirations for this channel when I started it just over 3 years ago. I mean, it was the end of July, 3 years ago. I just wanted to put out content that would help women with anti-aging and beauty and skincare and just see what happened. That was it, no more, no less. And here we are. And I say we because without you, I would be nowhere. Every bit of content that I put out, I do it for you. I always want to try and put out valuable information for you. And I hope that that's what you get out of every video that I do, even these monthly favorites. It's not to get you to buy things. It's not to enable you. It's just genuinely to tell you what works out for me during the month and what doesn't sometimes. But I just enjoy this community so much. I feel like the vibe we have is so good and so supportive, and women supporting women is just a good thing no matter what. And I am just truly appreciative of you. This year has been a pretty rough year in my life personally. Even though there's been some good things that have happened too, it's been a little rough. And so to have something like this happen at this time, it's just a huge blessing. And I just want you to know how grateful I am to every single one of you for that. So truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I look forward to what's to come and to continue to grow together. So thank you so much. And I did intend on putting a giveaway in this video, a 100K giveaway. I just think it's going to make the video a little bit long. So I am going to put that giveaway in my next live stream. I'll do it at the very beginning. For those of you who don't like live streams, I will get that out of the way right at the beginning. I usually do my live streams on Tuesdays. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Life gets in the way or whatever. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, or if you don't follow me on Instagram or Twitter, be sure that you do, because that's where you get notified of my live streams. So let's get into the favorites. I'm going to start with my one lifestyle favorite. If you do follow me on Instagram or you were in my last live feed, you know I have had a major neck, back, shoulder issue thing going on. I'm not going to go into all that, but it has really been quite debilitating. It's kind of a combination of a pinched nerve, really tight, knotted up muscles, and some shoulder instability. What has contributed to all of this is my posture, because I spend so much time editing and looking at social media and going like this, which a lot of us do. So the solution for me that has helped tremendously with correcting my posture when I'm working has been this laptop stand, and it sits on the desk like so, and your laptop is elevated to where it's kind of a desktop height so that you're looking straight ahead. And along with that, to keep my hands at an ergonomic level so I wasn't, typing in mid-air, I got the external Apple, I think it's called the Magic Keyboard, and then the Trackpad. They also have a mouse, but I'm just really partial to the Trackpad. And this, along with other things, has been helping me so much. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you're someone who functions off of a laptop and you really need to raise it to a desktop height, I just feel like it was so worth me getting those accessories, and I can move them from room to room, from my kitchen table or my island to my desk. It's super easy, super portable. It's something I should have done a long time ago, along with taking breaks every 15 or 20 minutes apparently, which I have not been doing. So I just wanted to share that with you because they've been huge in terms of me being more aware of my working posture. I mean, in my normal day-to-day activity, I have really good posture. I just really wasn't focusing on when I work and doing this and that being a big issue, but Apparently it is, which I am now realizing. All right, let's get into the beauty stuff. That's pretty much everything else that's here. I'm going to start with a makeup remover that I have rediscovered because I was just using different makeup removers and pulled this one back out. This is the Maelove Day Eraser Face Cleansing Oil. This is an oil type makeup remover that you pump out. There is a scent to it. It's kind of an herbal scent. It's not overpowering to me at all. I put this straight onto my hands and just wipe it all over my face, and then I just rinse it off with water, and it removes every stitch of makeup before I go in with my regular cleanser. And I just really have been enjoying this. I'm kind of glad that I rediscovered it. It comes in this nice glass bottle. I like the minimalistic packaging. I've always really enjoyed Maelove products, and this one is no different. So I wanted to mention that. If you haven't tried it, if you've liked some of their other products, you might like that one as well. This next product was kind of a surprise hit for me. This is the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Hyaluronic Cloud Hydrating Toner Mist. That is a mouthful. It says on the bottle, hyaluronic acid draws pure atmospheric vapor, provides up to 72 hours of hydration with witch hazel, silk proteins, elderberry, sodium PCA, amino acids, vitamin B5. It's oil-free, alcohol-free, fragrance-free, and good for all skin types. So you pretty much have every single thing that you need to know on this bottle right here. And on the back of the bottle, it says it hydrates, moisturizes, and clarifies the skin. It helps visibly reduce the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and pores to reveal a youthful looking complexion. Hyaluronic acid attracts and retains up to 1,000 times its weight in water. It's something that our bodies naturally make, but as we age, starts to deplete, just like all the other good things in the body, right? I have been using this in the morning and in the evening after I cleanse, before I put on any other products, and I just really do feel like it does add that extra hydration, but without any greasiness. It really does feel and smell, because it has no smell, like you're putting water on your face. So it kind of feels like you're not doing anything, but yet you can tell that your skin just feels better and looks plumper. My one complaint with this is that the spray is not elegant. I really like a nice, fine, cloud-like mist. And you know, it's called the Hyaluronic Cloud Hydrating Toner Mist, but the spray is not cloud-like. It's just a regular spray. So that makes it not perfect. Like, I'm trying to run out of another product that's in a great spray bottle so I can put this in there. If Peter Thomas Roth would fix this spray and put it in something that just creates that beautiful mist, this would be a perfect product. I've been really into facial mists lately, and this is one that I'm really glad that I decided to pick up and try. This is the Nikkia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Finishing Powder. Packaging is really, really nice, and the powder inside is also really beautiful. It's got kind of a beige tint to it. I've been using this in several of my videos lately, so if you've been watching me lately, watching my regular videos and my live streams, you will have seen me use this lately. It says this is a multi-use, soft focused finishing powder that controls shine for up to 16 hours. It has a velvety smooth matte finish that has 6 power ingredients that improve the skin condition and hydration. You can use it underneath makeup to help smooth texture and control oil production, and on top of makeup to help lock in place and prevent caking and separation. And that kind of goes with Nikkia Joy. If you ever watch her, she is all about oily skin and controlling shine, but not having things look cakey or anything up close. It's supposed to minimize pores, blur fine lines and imperfections, lock makeup in place, control shine, improve the skin condition, hydrate and condition the skin, extend makeup wear. It's triple milled for the luxurious velvet finish that it gives. It's 100% translucent, and it is lightly scented with natural vanillin. It doesn't have artificial fragrance in it. That was the first thing I noticed about this powder, was how lovely it smelled, but it didn't smell overwhelming at the same time. It just has a lovely sweet fragrance. It kind of reminds me of one of my strawberry shortcake dolls from my childhood. It's just such a light vanilla scent. It's got vitamin A, which fights premature aging and skin damage, vitamin E that heals scars, skin damage and texture, and deeply hydrates the skin, sweet almond oil that hydrates and conditions skin while softening fine lines and texture, aloe vera, which deeply hydrates and conditions the skin, coconut aminos, which deeply hydrates and conditions the skin, green tea extract, which calms skin irritation and redness. It is also vegan and cruelty-free. This does have talc in it, so if you are not wanting talc, you would not want to use this. This is a beautiful powder that performs exactly the way she says it does. I love it. I am continuing to use it for a reason. This is falling into one of my top powder spots, and it doesn't surprise me because I feel like Nikkia Joy has a high standard for the powders that she uses. I have been loving this in August, and I am glad that I was patient and waited the 2 weeks that it took here to get from Australia, because this has been just so beautiful. I have been loving it. All right, let's hop back over to skincare for a little bit. This is the Neubrow Brow Enhancing Serum. I have talked about this in the past, not enough, because this is the only brow serum that has ever really made a difference in the growth of my brows. This is the brush that's on here. You're supposed to, you know, just kind of brush your brows into place after you use it. It does have a little domed lid, but it never stays on. It stays on for like the first week of use, and then it just stops staying on. I don't know why. Anyway, this is such a great product for me. I don't know why. I've tried different brow serums and none of them seem to make any difference in my brows that are very uneven, very sparse. And as soon as I start using this twice a day, morning and night, I start to notice new growth. Now, I do have brow products in my brows right now, but this makes it to where I don't have to spend as much time evening out my brows. And once they get to a certain point, I can start using it only at night. I love Neubrow. I've never had another brow serum give me results as quickly as I've seen them with this product. And anything that I can use that will save me time and energy, I'm all about. So I just have to give this a quick shout out. I don't have this next product in front of me because I used both of them and I accidentally threw the package away, which is not very good for my empties video now that I think about it. So Dove makes bath bombs. I don't know if you guys have seen these anywhere. If you have, let me know down below. If you've tried them, let me know down below. I've talked about Dove's body scrub before, which is phenomenal, by the way. Bath bombs, also phenomenal. So good. I wasn't expecting a lot out of them just because, I don't know, I guess I have a high standard for bath bombs. If I'm taking a bath, I really want that bath bomb to work, to moisturize my skin, smell good, just make me feel relaxed while I'm using it. They lightly tint the water. They smell so nice and light, not overwhelming. It's a nice soft scent. And they leave my skin feeling moisturized when I get out of the bath. I mean, I always use lotion, but they do a really nice job. So I was super impressed with Dove bath bombs. I wasn't expecting to be, and I was. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about these two palettes that I have messed around with and just absolutely adore. The Persona Identity 2 palette and the Sigma Enchanted palette. I have an Instagram video I'm gonna link you to where I use the Sigma Enchanted palette. I mean, look at how pretty this is. And I used the Persona Identity 2 in a recent live stream, and I will link you to the point in that video where I start playing with it. It looks a little rough for a minute until I finish, just because these shadows are so saturated. Now, this palette looks brand new because it is. They did end up sending me this in PR, and thankfully so, because immediately after my live stream ended, my palette fell to the floor and this black shattered everywhere. I still have stains on my rug from that black shadow. I was so sad that it dropped, and then a couple of days later, this arrived. So I do have a brand new palette that has never been touched. And you guys know, if you've been following me, how much I love the original Identity palette. I talked about that thing all the time, not just because the shades were perfect, but because the quality is unparalleled. I feel like it could be just the most premium brand in the world because of how top-notch the quality is. The mattes are beautiful, the shimmers are beautiful, it lasts all day, it's easy to apply, the shades don't blend into each other and get muddy. I mean, it's just beautiful. So this palette complements that original palette so nicely because it is more neutral. You could kind of have both in your palette wardrobe and amp up that original palette and get some really great looks out of this one. So if you don't have this and you have really enjoyed your Identity palette, you really need to get your hands on this one. The price point is great. I like that she upgraded the packaging to a nice plastic, added a really nice large mirror. Yes, the colors are bright, but they're a wearable bright. They're not cartoonish looking or anything like that when you wear them. I am in love with this. The Sigma Enchanted is colorful, but in a completely different way. And the brush that they put in here is not just any two random brushes. They actually put two of their useful brushes into this palette. The E38 Diffused Crease Brush and the E54 Medium Sweeper Brush. So you're getting two really good quality brushes on this dual-ended brush. Again, I'm going to send you over to my Instagram video so you can actually see this in action. But these shades are colorful in a completely different way than the Persona palette. They're kind of a wearable pastel, if you will. You have some neutrals in here. You can get a neutral look. You can get a really soft, beautiful pastel look. They're stunning. They wear well. They apply well. Great quality here. I am loving that in August I discovered two really beautiful, colorful palettes that are so different from each other. You saw me use pretty much every single one of these BK Beauty brushes in one of my recent live streams. I will link it down below. These are truly some of the softest brushes I have ever used. They're beautiful. I can't say enough good things about them. And I know a lot of you are thinking, well, they're Lisa J's brushes. Of course you're gonna say they're beautiful. These are just beautiful, regardless of who makes them. They're gorgeous. I do have a 10% off code for you down below. You can buy the entire set. You can buy just the face set, just the eye set, or you can buy the individual brushes. And I do try to go through each brush in that video just to kind of give you the ins and outs of each brush. I would say the ones that I use the most are the foundation brush. I know that's shocking if you follow my channel because I don't usually use foundation brushes. This is an exception. It's got such a unique shape. It can get into certain areas, whereas other foundations really don't do that. And it's so soft. I just find this blends foundation beautifully. And even with some foundations where I feel like other brushes might make them streaky. So in the other video, I talked about this blush brush being bigger than other blush brushes that I use. And I do have a small face and it is bigger. But because of the pointed tip on this brush, it does get into some of the face palette pans, even easier than a lot of smaller angled blush brushes do that have flat tops to them. So I find that even though it's a little bit bigger and fluffier, it applies blush so easily and it just diffuses this color so beautifully. And I have also said, because this powder brush is so soft and big and fluffy, that if you have dry skin and you just want to apply a whisper of powder to your face, this is the brush to do that. You almost can't even feel it applying product to your face. And if you're like me and you like to kind of pack on powder with either, you know, a big fluffy domed brush or with a beauty blender like I do most of the time to kind of really mesh it in with the face because, you know, you have oily skin or you live in a hot environment and you really need to combat that T-zone, this is a great brush to dust away the excess. I do that a lot with this brush. I've found this is what I'm reaching for to do that. So those are the three face brushes I use the most, although I do use the bronzer brush to apply bronzer. But I mean, I didn't want to say, okay, I use the whole face set all the time. So for the eyes, the brushes that I use the most are this brush. This is the 203 brush. And I find I'm using this to blend out my crease a lot when I apply cream shadows. I don't think that's what it's made for, but that is what I'm using it for because it's so soft and fluffy and it really just blends it right up and into the crease when you're doing that kind of one and done look. And I can also take it easily and blend it onto the lower lash line if I want that kind of look too. The 201 is a beautiful, beautiful transition brush, super soft. It's got the slight dome to it. The 204 lower lash line brush is great for that lower lash line and it's soft. I feel like it just kind of looks like it would be hard and dense, but it's got a really nice softness to it that just applies and diffuses lower lash line color really nicely. And the 202 is great for just that diffused crease shade if you like a really good tapered crease brush. So yes, that's pretty much almost all the brushes, but I have been reaching for them and using for them constantly. They feel good on the face and they do apply makeup beautifully and they look beautiful too. Is this video going to be 2 hours long? It just might be. So the brow pen that I have been reaching for more than any of my other brow pens that I've talked about on my channel, and I've talked about 3 now on my channel. Did you guys hear that? That was thunder. That's where my lighting went. I kept wondering why all of a sudden things got dim. I have talked about the Stila. Before the Urban Decay and the MAC ever came out, I was all about that Stila brow pen. Then I talked about the MAC, which was also great, and then the Urban Decay. Glossier Brow Flick. Yes, this is the one. This is the one that you don't have to be as careful about having a light hand. You still do have to have a light hand, but you really don't have to have as light of a hand, as steady of a hand. It kind of does the work for you. I have the shade brown. It's what I have in my brows today. I feel like it's got such a fine tip and it just looks super realistic. There's some just random flick marks I made on my hand. The one is very thick and then the others are just really fine. I'm hoping you can see that, but I just feel like it's nearly foolproof. I am loving it and I like the shade. So I've been reaching for that a ton. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about my fail product and then I'm gonna talk about my surprise amazing hit of the month that I'm super excited about. Both of these I got complimentary from the companies through a platform called Octoly. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Octoly or not, but if you're not, it's a platform where influencers can apply to receive certain products they want to review straight from the brands, and sometimes the brands approve the application and sometimes they don't, and you just give your review on the products positively or negatively depending on how it works out. So in this first case, this product did not work out for me. I have heard some people rave about this and I've heard some people not. And unfortunately, I am one of the people that am not raving about this. This is the Kevyn Aucoin Foundation Balm. I have the shade Light B05. I will say this shade is a tad bit light for me, but that's not why it didn't work out. I tried this product with and without primer. I tried it with this brush. I tried it with a different brush. I tried it with a beauty blender, damp and dry. I tried it in many different ways and it just doesn't work for my skin, and I don't know why, because I feel like it's supposed to be matte and it's supposed to be good for all skin types, but for some reason this just sits on top of my skin and it emphasizes everything that I feel doesn't even stand out about my skin. So I have peach fuzz, right? You know, I sometimes will take care of that peach fuzz, but I had peach fuzz, okay? It emphasized my peach fuzz. It emphasized my pores, and it kind of gave me those polka dot pores, especially when I wore it without a primer. And I tried to fix it. I've tried to fix it with setting mist and, you know, bounce that in with a beauty blender to try and even it out, and it wouldn't work. I thought maybe adding powder on top of it would help. It didn't. I mean, I tried and tried and tried, and then finally I was like, you know what? This is not supposed to be this hard. It's just not. And it just doesn't work for me. And I don't know how people are getting this to work for them so well, but it just doesn't work for me. So maybe down the line sometime, this will be one of those products where I'll be proved wrong. I'll try it again later and I'll fall in love with it. But I just don't see that happening. I don't know why it didn't work for me. But the product from Octoly that I love, that I am so sad I didn't try this earlier in my life, because it would have saved me from so many frizzy hair days when it's humid and raining here, which is, you know, the majority of the year. This is the Colorwow Wow DreamCoat Super Natural Spray. And a ton of you have told me I needed to try this product. And I guess I always thought it was going to be too heavy for my hair. It's not at all. I am in love with this. It says it magically transforms texture and it has amazing humidity proofing powers. It's activated by heat and it lasts up to 3 shampoos. So you're supposed to shampoo your hair and towel dry it and leave it damp and then spray it all over your hair and then dry it while you hold it kind of taut. You have to blow dry it with a brush, and heat is what activates it, and then it lasts through 3 shampoos, but you don't use other styling products with it. It says it magically transforms texture and it has amazing humidity proofing powers. And it does. Oh my God, I can't even believe what this has done to my hair. This says its award-winning humidity sealant stops hair from becoming a hot mess in even the highest humidity. And you want to talk high humidity? I live in New Orleans. I can talk high humidity. It's not going to straighten your hair. It's not going to make your hair magically straight, but it will keep the humidity fighting powers throughout those next 3 shampoos. You still just have to style your hair. I didn't use styling products though the next 3 times. I just used some volumizer at the top and that was it. Can I just tell you how well this fights humidity? I can't believe it. I live in one of the most humid places in the United States. When I walk outside, most of the time, my hair, whether it's curly or wavy, will get some kind of little, poofy areas to it. But I have found some humidity resistant products that work pretty well. Now, if I go outside and it's misting or it's super humid, my hair will still wave up. It just won't have that frizz to it if I use the right products, but it will still, kind of wave up and lose the straightness if I've straightened it. This, it doesn't even change at all. Like, I had my hair completely straight and went outside and got rained on, or sprinkled on rather, twice, and my hair stayed stick straight. It did not frizz. It didn't wave up like it usually does. It just stayed straight. Even Brooke, my 14-year-old, commented. And they do make one for curly hair that doesn't have to be heat activated. I would like to try that one for her because she has wavy hair that frizzes. I am just floored by this product. I can't believe how well it works. All I know is that for my hair and my humidity, this has worked wonders. And I'm so glad that I tried this product. What did you try in August that you loved? Leave it for me in a comment down below. Be sure you're subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss any videos that I put out, and stay tuned for my upcoming giveaway because I definitely want to give back to you guys, and that should be in my upcoming live stream. So be sure that you're subscribed and that you're following me on Instagram or Twitter as well so that you get notified. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.